What's going on, guys? I appreciate those of you that are hanging out, waiting on the stream to start. For those of you watching replay, make sure to hit that thumbs up, give it a good like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications. So when we do these chats, you'll get notifications and be able to take part in these live streams. So I do have a poll for those of you football fans as you're coming in. It was brought up in some of the previous streams. I forgot how many streams ago within the last 3 or 4 streams about potentially doing a fantasy football talk on Sundays. And obviously we wouldn't do that here on the Fragrance channel. That would be on the vlog channel. So make sure to vote in that poll. I see we got a few votes so far, some no's. So that just goes to show it's not just men here. We got some males here too. Because those clicking no, I would assume you could just not watch if you don't care. But yeah, so pretty much got my mind made up on that. I just want to see from the peanut gallery, what do you guys think? Is that something y'all think we should do? It would just be for the noon games, so around 3:30 Central, roughly 3:45 stream would end. So it'd be a roughly 4-hour live stream. Obviously, copyright restrictions dictate what I can and cannot show. We'll do live scores, fantasy chat, looking at my leagues and stuff like that. Talk about what you guys have going on, and it could be a good talk. It's something that I might go ahead and start doing for NFL kickoff this week for Sunday. So definitely vote on that chat and subscribe to TLTG Vlogs, which is pinned at the top if you're interested, because it will be just like this, subscribers only. Now, it won't be 14 days to be in the chat. I'll do a 3-day thing. It'll be 72 hours. You'll have to have been subscribed just to be in that chat. So with that said, today's sin of the day, one of my favorites, Brioni Eau de Parfum Eclat. Haven't worn it in a little bit. I was looking at the collection, like what stuff do I want to wear this week? Kind of playing ahead. I always try to plan ahead, and I haven't wore this in a little while. I was going pretty hard on this before I moved. Figured why not? Clean, musky, zesty grapefruit, fresh ambroxan, a vibrant pink pepper smell, a lot of pink pepper in the top, with a little bit of a smoky nuance. This is super musky. It's very nice. It's not youthful. It's not serious. It falls somewhere in between to where it can be dressed up and dressed down casually or professionally. This is a great all-around scent in the warmer weather. I never have enough good things to say about this. And this is one of the options in the member poll for the $9.99 and above tier for the first prize giveaway. This is one of the 5 options. It does have a few votes. So you members, make sure to go vote to decide what's going to be the first prize giveaway. But yeah, Brioni Eclat, big fan of this one. So we'll wait till about the 10-minute mark to get into this. Lydia, a regular here on the channel, I haven't even opened the package, sent me a decant of what you guys see in the title and thumbnail, the new Honor and Glory flanker in the Bade'e al Oud line. I'm pretty excited. Her descriptor is what really intrigued me. She said it's kind of like Hachivat meets Ani meets Oud for Greatness. So that sounds like an interesting combination. So I'm quite excited. Seems like a sizable decant or possibly multiple decants. There might just be one big old decant. I don't know, but I'm pretty excited. So we'll wait till about the 10-minute mark, give everybody an opportunity to get in. Those of you coming in, I see we're starting to get a decent crowd. Make sure to hit that thumbs up on your way in, because yeah, it's abysmal how many we got 85 people and 31 likes in the first 3 minutes. We can do better than that, guys. Come on now. Let's see who's wearing what. Kellen, haven't seen you in a while. Good to see you, my man. Frank's wearing Dior Homme Sport 2021. I almost wore that today. It's funny that you say that. Justin, I saw Justin's short today. It was which one to pick, Dior Homme Sport 2021 or Dior Homme 2020. And I was like, ooh, it's been a long time since I sprayed Dior Homme 2021. I almost did. I might still wear it at some point this week. I'm off Milestone. You can't go wrong there. Kellen's wearing nothing today. Okay, 10-4. Sometimes you need a break. I get it. St. Journey's Rotan Ruins. That is a very good release. It's been a little bit since I've revisited that one. Saunderson, good to see you. Kits for the gym. Excellent choice, Adolfo. St. Kitts is a good fragrance from Tommy Bahama. Smash that like button. Giancarlo, good to see you. He's wearing the aforementioned fragrance that is the topic of today's stream. Green from Poland. Wearing Beau de Jour from Tom Ford. For the second it started, I got an ad, LOL. The second it starts, everybody gets an ad. It's monetized. That's how it works. It's a monetized. Every stream you've ever watched of mine has been monetized, my man. Let's see. Evening, everyone. And TLTG. Good to see you, Mac. Scent of the day is Cypress and Cedar by Banana Republic. Long time since I've sprayed that. Joel, good to see you. Antonio's in the house wearing Star Walker. Dakota, I can't complain. Intimate by Mouche. Is that how you say that? Mouche? It's an awesome clone of Interlude by Amouage. Interlude Black Iris is one of the options for the $25 and above tier for this month's member giveaway. Speaking of, as long as it's only Buffalo. Well, we'll be discussing. I mean, I'll be watching Red Zone. I mean, I got so much monitored real estate, it's unreal, between my 27-inch and then my 49-inch right under it. So, like, if y'all could see my monitor set up, I got many a windows I can work with. Plus the plasma's right there, which there's a reason I have this set up. So I'll have Red Zone on that top monitor, and we'll have multiple windows open for different things, checking stats and scores and live reactions. I'll find something that I can integrate into the software to do, live updates on screen for you guys. I'm gonna figure something out. We'll make it fun. If we're gonna do it, we're gonna do it right. We're in Kisa. I did see your post earlier, Joel. Sean, good to see you. An Instagram tag is much easier to see. Okay, I appreciate that. Yeah, I kind of go based off the color scheme of what's going on with what I'm wearing typically. But I mean, if the white is the easiest to see, then I'll stick with that. The reason I was doing high vis yellow is because the white I found kind of blended. I mean, hey, if you say it works better for you, you're end user. You're on the other side. Wearing Bade'e. That's good stuff from Day 3 Fragrances. Kajiro, what's going on? Rocking another one wearing Milestone today. Stop over in the Creeks. You smell better than everybody else in this chat. Sorry to hear it. Sorry to say it, guys, but you know what's up if you're wearing that fragrance. That is phenomenally. It's an incredible smell, and it's crazy underrated. It's just phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. Damn, it smells good in the chat. Wearing Bahara King. Tyler said he's wearing Le Male Parfum. Hell yeah. So a couple more minutes and right around 100 viewers and less than 50 likes. Guys, we can do better than that. Hit that thumbs up for me if you don't mind. Dan, not the man's in the house. Wearing Wila Parfum. Excellent choice. Happy Labor Day. Wearing Aventus. Can't go wrong there, Jason. Let's see. Happy Land Haymaker. Speaking of can't go wrong. Beautiful citrus and ginger. And Brioni Eclat is my scent of the day. It smells like what you'd imagine a prestigious millionaire wears in the heat. It's not a bad descriptor. I like that. Great minds think alike when it comes to scent of the day, apparently. If you're having a great one, scent of the day is Dylan Blue. That's a default pick right there. When you don't know what else to wear, Dylan Blue will work in every situation. Candy's Red for Men. Never smelled that one. Bleu de Chanel Parfum. I put it in the rotation, and I took it back out to put stuff like Brioni Eclat in there. That's actually what I originally had slated to wear today, and I went with the Brioni instead. So I was like, it's still pretty hot. Let me stick with the freshies a little bit longer. I got a lot more freshies this week because once I switch to fall, I'm going to be full on switch to fall. So Tuscan Leather. Ooh. Flavia L'Impression. Not familiar with it. Yeah, the reason you haven't seen me in a while, I've been with my girlfriend who just broke my heart last week. Oh, man, I'm sorry to hear that, Kellen. I'm sorry to hear that, man. Nice to know that you'll abandon us for a girl. I'm messing with you, man. I'm sorry to hear that, man. Breakups are never fun, dude. Well, hopefully we can provide a little bit of laughs and entertainment for you while we're here. You're no stranger to the stream. You know, I like to pick and bust balls and joke around a little bit. So I'm sorry you're going through that, my man, but it'll pass. I promise it'll pass. On to bigger and better things, big dog. You know, it's its own thing. I'm wearing Dior Sport today, which 2021 as well. Ooh, yeah, that's really good stuff. So I actually, there's a video I'm going to be filming that it's featured in. You can actually see it right behind this. See that little bit of red? That little bit of red on that bottle, that's the Sublime bottle. Literally right behind Neroli canvas. Yesterday I wore Giorgio Armani. Boss number 6, Boss bottled. $0. That'd be great if they would give me some money. That'd be great. So clearly a troll. But I'll give you a chance. I'll give you a chance. Just if you say other stupid things, we'll just block you. No big deal. Happens all the time. It's the internet. People say stupid shit. But yeah, I would love for Brioni to cut me a check. By all means, I praise your fragrances enough. Send me some money, damn it. That'd be great. Yeah. There's never been a dollar exchange ever on this channel where it was I said something positive to get $1 from anybody. It doesn't work like that. I say whatever the fuck I want at every given moment. Good, bad, or indifferent, every thought you ever hear come out of my mouth, it literally hit my mind and came straight out of my damn mouth. I don't play that stuff. So I appreciate the troll comment. I hope you and your little buddies in your forum have a good laugh about this. And we're moving on. Vetiver Sensual. Have you seen the new release? I saw that earlier. An AMG series of all things. I was wondering when they were going to start using the AMG tag. I don't know how I feel yet. The bottles are kind of weird looking, but I mean, Mercedes does pretty well with their fragrances. They usually release some pretty good stuff. Grapefruit and Sage, yeah, LSU game, that was abysmal. They got the shit kicked out of them. That was awful. That was awful. Feel good moment with Colorado. UNC did what they were supposed to do. Tulane did what they were supposed to do. All my teams did their thing, except LSU got the shit kicked out of them. They were the primetime game of the week, and they got the shit kicked out of them. Yeah, I mean, good for the Florida State fans because I got hit with Go Noles all day yesterday on social media. Some of you are watching right now. I mean, hey, I get it. Support your team. I don't have anything against Florida State. The main reason I can't root for a Miami Hurricanes and a Florida State is their ACC. I'm a North Carolina Tar Heels fan first. Same thing with I can't root for the Gators. I just won't. It's in me that I can't because I'm an LSU Tigers fan. Like I get grief all the time because I like more than just one team. I support home teams everywhere I've been. Like I'm from home in Louisiana. 20 minutes up the road is Thibodaux, Nicholls State University. Bunch of friends and family, and my wife went there. I support Nicholls State. My brother is an alumni of Tulane. I'm a Green Wave guy. I lived in Houston. I'm a Cougars fan. I like supporting the Cougars. Sugar Land Skeeters was my minor league team. I got a bunch of hats from them. Colorado. I was wearing Colorado stuff before it was ever an idea that Deion Sanders was going to go there. I almost made a bunch of posts on Saturday to be like, I'm telling y'all, don't y'all start calling me a bandwagon fan because I supported them when they had one win. I was wearing their gear when they had one win. And then I like the Rattlers. I like Jackson State, obviously, as far as HBCU teams because I follow Deion. If Deion ends up in the NFL in a couple of years, God, please don't go somewhere in the NFC South. But aside from that, I'll probably support whatever team he's coaching moving forward because I'm a huge Deion Sanders fan. So I know that's way more going on, but you brought up LSU, and that's something I've been getting a lot of grief for this week because I'm wearing different teams and showing support for my teams. But there's a reason I support all of these teams. There's some type of meaning and backing for each team that I support, which I get grief for why we didn't have a baseball team in Louisiana. So Astros and Braves, and then a slew of other baseball hats. It's a hat thing for me with baseball. But yeah, LSU, it was bad. It was really, really, really bad. Really bad. I couldn't believe how poor they played. That was a terrible effort. Dior Cologne. Can't go wrong there. So we're going to skip ahead a little bit. It's time to go ahead and get into the topic. Sauvage EDT, Oud Lemon Mint. Good stuff. BDC Parfum. That's a good one. That's a good one, Juan. Citrat Boissé, Hachivat. Bunch of good stuff. You guys are wearing some great fragrances today. I've never tried that from Dua. Assad, I mean, you can't go wrong there. Signature Tobacco, you can't go wrong there either. Mr. Maritime, good to see you, Sean. Love and luck to the gym. That's a good use for that. All right, Sugar Dude's in the house. Kate Alfresan. Try Jean Lowe. I haven't tried any of those. Well, I sure appreciate that. Thank you very much. Honor and Glory, straight pineapple. Well, let me unclick that. I don't want to know that because I haven't smelled it yet. Let's open it up. Let's see what we're working with. So shout outs to Lydia. I don't know if she's here yet. I'm not all the way down in the chat just yet, but thank you very much, Lydia, for sending this my way. Nice little note. To hear your thoughts. Your wife may enjoy the Lattafa too. Well, I appreciate you, Lydia. Thank you very much. So I guess there is indeed 2 decants in here. Let's get all this open. I try my best to open everything on camera with you guys to make my reactions as genuine and, as fresh as possible. Why, even in recorded videos, you'll see me cutting the seals, popping the seals, throwing the paper, throwing the box, all that good stuff. Is it a little bit of theater? Sure, this is a form of entertainment, right? It's my job to entertain you guys a little bit. And then I like to be as authentic as humanly possible when it comes to this, which is why I gave that little tangent about the Brioni comment from the dickhead troll a minute ago, because it's like Anybody that believes that, you clearly just want to not like me, because that's fucking not true. Not true at all. Even wrapped in foil. All right. I have to say, this is the first time I received a decant that was wrapped in foil, but I don't know, something oddly satisfying about that. Here we go. Honor and Glory. Well, I would have to adjust the focus to show you guys that. So let's adjust the focus. Bade'e al Oud, Honor and Glory. Full decant. Ooh, I can smell it. Let's see. Is this a second decant of Honor and Glory, or is it something different? Let's see what we got here. House and Ginger. I don't know. It faded off. It's hard to see. It faded off, but it's a different fragrance. So let's get to the main event here. The Teflon tape off of there, and let's spray Honor and Glory. See what we're working with. So I have high hopes, high expectations, because Sublime blew me away. Sublime is one of my favorite releases of the year. It is my favorite affordable Middle Eastern release of the year. It's my favorite Lattafa release. I mean, obviously this has a chance to topple that, but Sublime's hard to beat. Like my man Dedrick said, it's basically fruit punch with rose. It's amazing. Lychee, apple, plum, jasmine, saffron, rose. Beautiful, beautiful fragrance. So this may sound weird. A little bit of a medicinal feel at the top. I don't know why, but a little bit of a medicinal feel. I definitely get the pineapple, but it's not like super juicy, sweet pineapple. There's a spicy green feel to this one. It's woody. It's not what I was expecting. I get that little bit of Hachivat tie-in that she was talking about. I bet there's moss in here, because there's this spicy green feel to this fragrance. This is not as fresh as I was expecting. It's not blowing me away like Sublime. I'm going to say that first and foremost. Off the rip, I'm not even getting remotely close to the same reaction that I got with Sublime. But this is a little bit different. I do get the pineapple. There's a clear sweetness, but there's also a spice, a warm, like I wasn't expecting warm, but there's a warm spiciness. There's a green spice tone to it, and it's pretty woody right off the gate. I'm surprised. I'm getting a lot of things going on. It's actually relatively busy in the opening. I'm kind of surprised at that. Very nice. Very nice. Not breathtaking like Sublime. Those of you that saw that live stream, I mean, it literally derailed my train of thought when I got a whiff of it. This doesn't remind me of any one specific fragrance, so I don't know if this is a clone of anything. I mean, the safe bet is that it's a clone of something, but I don't know what, because it's not. It reminds me of elements of certain fragrances, but not any one particular fragrance. I think my nose is wearing out to it pretty quickly. Let's do a split screen and see what we're working with as far as notes. I want to say Parfumo has it. Yep, because I know they've had Sublime for a little while. So here we go. Creme brulee and pineapple. You know, that's something I would have never guessed. Pineapple makes sense though. Benzoin, black pepper, cinnamon, turmeric. So there's my warm, spicy tone. Literal an amber note, pepper and cinnamon. So there's warm spice. Cashmeran, moss, sandalwood, and vanilla. So there is oak moss in here. Okay, that makes sense because it kind of jumps out at me. This is not what I expected it to smell like. I don't get, because so the way she described it to me was Hachivat plus Ani, which I do get a little bit of the Ani tie-in, that distinctive vanilla benzoin smell. I get that. I do get that. It's not super strong. Like that's not the forefront, but I do smell it. And then Oud for Glory, I don't get that tie-in. Or Oud for Greatness and Oud for Glory, same thing. One's a clone of the other. But that I don't get. But the Hachivat meets Ani, I do kind of get that. That makes the most sense to me. Not as fresh, not even close to as fresh as Hachivat. I would say this is like the dry down of Hachivat, or like the heart and dry down without the top, with a lot of Ani's top. I don't know if that's making sense to those of you that have it and have smelled it. I don't know if you're agreeing with me or not. We'll get to the chat here in just a second, but I do like this. I am going to get a bottle of this. Absolutely going to get a bottle of this. So now let's pin that comment back and finish reading what he said. Pineapple fades after 1 to 2 hours on my skin. Straight, warm, moist pound cake for about 8+ hours. Interesting. First time on a live chat wearing St. Bart's. Excellent choice. Welcome, by the way. Let's see. Love Dylan Blue is the best from one football game Friday. And everyone smelled good. 14 squirts. Got everyone saying you smell good. Scent of the day, no limits. You should really try it. I've heard that's the Philip Plein fragrance, right? So I haven't looked at any note breakdowns. I'm trying to stay as blind as humanly possible. So it is a little troll. So you dudes really need some help. Be better with your life. Try to find some kind of happiness. Let me not be your favorite thing about every day, you weird fucks. But anyways, moving on. Where was I? Lost my place dealing with him. So I'm going to skip ahead. Okay, here's where I was. Okay, St. Bart's. You sell your Century Sandalwood to someone, cough, cough. I don't really sell off anything, even if I don't like it, because there's always a time for them to come up when they can be made an example of. And that's kind of what today's video was. It was a prime time to discuss that when the video topic came around. Forgot to stop the screen share. So it's one of those deals where not really. I understand. I appreciate that. But I mean, you can still get it for $20 some odd. You know, it's cheap. Like 30 compliments, 25 people asking what I'm wearing for the Armani you were wearing yesterday, I'm assuming. Colorado looks scary. Now, look, I don't think they're going to sit here and run the table and go undefeated or anything, but they're going to get a bowl game. I keep having 7 wins in my mind is what keeps popping in my mind. 7 wins. I think that's going to be kind of what they're looking at. 7 or 8 wins. They'll lose a few games. I don't know what. I haven't really looked at the schedule. But I don't know. I think a safe bet is 7 wins, possibly 8 wins. I mean, I would love for them to win every game and be in the talks for maybe next year. They have a real playoff run when the playoffs expand to 12 teams. That'd be great. But, I mean, we'll see. Dylan Blue works. Yeah, all 4 are really good. I agree completely. Colorado has some dogs, and I'm a TCU fan. HBCU transfers, indeed. Yeah, Travis Hunter is that man, you know. And then Shador took all that criticism, man. I've been watching Shador since he was a kid. I mean, I don't know how many of you watched Deion's Family Playbook years ago. That was the reality, you know, his home life and everything. Like I've been watching them since Shador, Shalimai, and Shiloh since they were little kids. You know, back when he had the Truth School and his charter school he was doing and coaching those boys. Man. I'm a Deion Sanders lifelong fan. He's my favorite professional athlete of all time. I think he's a Hall of Fame human, aside from being a Hall of Fame athlete. So yeah, I support Deion Sanders in everything he does. He's awesome. It's a clone of Lamentate. Check it out. Amazing scent. Can't find Maison Alhambra Jean Lowe Immortal, which is also LV clone, but I think L'Impression is closer. Noted. Brioni haters are the same haters Deion's holding a receipt for. No, so that dude's from that little shithole subreddit is what that is. Because I was told the other day that that's the running joke right now is how my last name's pronounced. You tell me who's got lives and who doesn't, right? So yeah, that's why as soon as that second comment came out, I was like, oh, you're one of these dickheads. So give him credit for subscribing for 2 weeks just to get blocked. More power to him. Pacific Chill, I've been wanting to try that one. I've heard good things about it. Scent of the Day's White Touch. Rodrigo, good to see you, my man. Rick's in the house. Good fragrance for an hour. It only lasts an hour on your skin. I got like 7 hours out of that. The last time I sprayed, it was like 7 hours I clocked it at. It's not some beast or anything, but I got some pretty good longevity out of it. An hour. Damn, I'm surprised to hear that. Volcanus, the king of the super chat, has arrived wearing Mercedes-Benz cologne. You, sir, smell like oranges and lemons. You smell great. And I appreciate the super chat and the constant support you show this channel. Thank you very much, my man. I appreciate you. So, oh, wow. I'm checking the poll. 111 votes and 36% said no. So I wonder how many. I would have to do the math on that, but a bunch of males showing up. That's all the Rumple Foreskin Profiles girlfriends. His little girlfriends over in his little group. So good for them. Good for them. Let's see. Good afternoon to you as well, Mikey. Good to see you. Hi from Florida. Lisa, welcome. Welcome. Today, Tom Ford Costa Azura. Which one? Which version? The regular, the Eau de Parfum clear bottle? Because I'm assuming the signature line version, because the private line, you're going to pay a little bit to get that one because it's been discontinued for a while. Longer than an hour, and it was designed to be subdued. So if you got expecting Mancera, you didn't read about it at all. It might just turn into a skin scent after an hour on Rick. I'm pretty confident that's what he meant. I don't think he just meant 1 hour longevity. Halcyon, go blue. Halcyon's good stuff, man. Mora, I don't think I've even heard of that one from Lattafa, to be honest with you. I'll tell you what, that vanilla and that whole pineapple upside down cake or pound cake that Sean was talking about earlier, it's making more and more sense as this vanilla's coming in, like the vanilla benzoin, the Ani tie-in is starting to take a stronger hold of this fragrance. And that cake feel that he's talking about is making more and more sense as it settles. It's sweet, spicy, a little gourmand, but still woodsy and has that green feel to it, that green spice. It's an interesting fragrance, I have to say. Ralph's Club EDP, can't go wrong there, John. I am king. Okay. Hi, Lisa, Fort Lauderdale here. Press that like button. That's what I'm talking about. 93 likes. You won't hear me complain. 140 viewers. I appreciate you guys being here. Summer Vibes 4.0. Eau Givre, Coco Loco, stacked. Smells fantastic. Hope everyone had a great, safe weekend. That's an interesting combination. Summer Vibes 4.0, Eau Givre, and Coco Loco, which I wore Coco Loco. Was it yesterday? Yeah, it was yesterday that I wore that. Hi there. Mercedes-Benz Select Night. Excellent choice. I've heard good things. I assume it's an excellent choice. I haven't tried it. Scent of the Day, Versace Mano Fresh. Can't go wrong there. About to put that in here. Legacy for the streets. There you go. It was made like it was like that intentionally, or is it an excuse for weak performance? I perform better. Allow me to decide how much to spray on. Just my opinion. All fair, Rick. All fair. All fair. Oh boy, some likes on the stream. I appreciate that, Bumblebee Tuna. Love that name. John, good to see you. Made internationally, reviewed on here and posted a lot of places. How do you spray your business? Oh, y'all having your talk. How many sprays of Sauvage Elixir would kill someone? As far as kill someone, none. But what's too much, I think, is beyond 5. I literally, and this is how you know something's really strong. I remember maybe a month and a half ago, roughly time frame, 6 weeks-ish, somewhere between the 4 and 8 weeks ago range, we'll say. I remember seeing a reel of Michelle talking about 5 sprays max on Sauvage Elixir. Now, this is the same chick that'll tell you to spray everything else 20 to 30 sprays. So for her to say 5 sprays max, that should tell you just how strong that is. When she doesn't spray that 5 sprays. I know her better than that. She sprays way more than 5. But for her advice to be don't spray more than 5 when she normally tells you to spray 20 plus, that should tell you how strong Sauvage Elixir is, man. That should tell you. It's 3 sprays as my wife has told me is too much. So I do 2 sprays now, which is still, it doesn't make much of a difference from 2 to 3 sprays, but it is a slight difference. I just do one on like behind the ear on the neck on each side. That's it. Jesus Christ. Lattafa makes some quality fragrance. They do put out some pretty good stuff, I have to say. Yeah, well, I assumed you were exaggerating, Rick. The skin set quickly, lasts for about 4 hours, hundreds of better options. That's fair. That's fair. My wife likes it. That's all. It puts it up there. If my wife really likes something, like real strong reactions to it, it's got to go towards the upper tier of the collection. From like that's officially in my date night rotation now. What it was created for, she loves it. So I'm rocking it now. It's a Kali fragrance. I forgot the name of it. Let's go to it here, and I believe the Kali fragrance is, there we go. Yeah, similar to this. Eden Juicy Apple is what it's cloning. So you'll notice very similar note breakdown, not exactly the same. So Sublime is apple, plum, and lychee. Here you have apple, lychee, blackcurrant, grapefruit, red berries. So instead of plum, you have these three. And then rose, jasmine, you have that. And then I don't see saffron, but I believe there's saffron in Sublime. No. So moss, patchouli, vanilla. Whoops. And then musk, vanilla, amber, moss. So very similar note breakdown. From what I understand, this is what it's cloning. And this is a niche fragrance. So if the Lattafa is that good, this must be phenomenal. And look, it doesn't have high ratings, but I look at it as if the Lattafa, the cheap Middle Eastern fragrance, smells that good, the niche fragrance that used high-end raw materials it's got to be phenomenal. And I really need to experience this fragrance because the clone's a 9 out of 10. The original's got to be at least that, I would think. So Fragrance Eternity was wearing L'Homme Cologne Blue. Excellent choice, my man. Person who told me was particular Lattafa clone fragrances from Initio. Very well could be. Very well could be. I'm not sure. Bond number 9, Tribeca Dube wearing Hindu Kush. See, own honor and glory. And I can definitely pick Food for Glory out for a little bit. 10-4. 10-4. Let's see. What time is it? Wow, I was way behind. Okay, I was behind on there. So I'm not too far behind, apparently, on StreamYard. I'm not too far behind. St. Bart's layered with light blue O intense. What season? So here's a great question. I would think it can be pulled off in the fall the summer in a climate controlled environment, but summer evenings, I think this one actually really works. The sweeter facet to it with the spice makes it more evening appropriate than I initially thought it would. I think this is a better evening fragrance than daytime, though if I was to wear it daytime, it would be spring fall. I think this is a really good spring fall fragrance. Year-round evening, but spring fall daytime, I think suits this scent profile for the way it smells to me currently. Semi-casual. Like not just a t-shirt, but also not necessarily a suit, somewhere in between. Kind of everything that would fall in between a t-shirt and a suit, I think, is ideal attire for this. But even with the t-shirt, if it's like a really nice V-neck with some slacks and stuff like that, like a semi-casual look, like I was saying, Henleys, things like that, I think that's actually kind of ideal for the scent profile. It's nice. It's really nice. I'm definitely going to get a bottle. Nothing yet, because I'm not looking at no breakdowns. I don't want to know anything until I get them. I want to be as blind as possible. Happy Catch Alive, Fragrance World Imperium. That is right there. Good to see you, Ron. Good to see you. Well, it was Dylan Blue. Top seems create great mashups. Appreciate it. That's more creative. See, I prefer that over a straight up clone. Like, give me something that reminds me. Like, give me the path you're walking, but don't walk the exact path. You know what I mean? Like, let's just use Hachivat as an example. Don't give me Hachivat. Give me something that's kind of will remind me of Hachivat, but still walks its own path. I prefer stuff like that. I like inspired by more than clone of. Lattafa Assad's a great example. It doesn't smell exactly like elixir, Sauvage elixir, but that's clear they were going for Sauvage elixir. That's what I like. Like, give me something different, because the coffee and pineapple do stand out to me in Assad, where they are completely exempt and non-existent in Sauvage elixir. They add a different dynamic, a different layer to the fragrance, and I prefer that. I prefer different layers from, because I look at it this way: if it's a carbon copy and I have the original, I'm just going to wear the original. There's no point in me having a clone. Whereas if it's got its own little twist, I'll wear that more. Now, there's certain exemptions to that and exceptions where it's like, I just really want to know how accurate it was. Like F La Parfum from Fragrance World, because Y La Parfum I'm such a huge fan of. I wanted to see how accurate did they pull it off, because to clone a designer that you can get under $100, let's see if this needs to exist. And they did a great job with it. For $30, it's the same, just about the same fragrance. So there are exceptions to my thought process with that, but there's few exceptions. There's not a bunch of them. It's one of the possible clones of Paragon, but honestly have no idea. Yeah, I have no idea either. Get Ani aside from the fact they both have vanilla. I think it's the benzoin blending with the vanilla. I do get it. I understand where she was coming from with it. It does make sense to me, though. It is much more woody than it is benzoin and vanilla. Like it's probably, I think sandalwood was the note. Go back. I believe sandalwood was the woody note. Yes, sandalwood and cashmeran. So wood molecule and then sandalwood. So it's not super creamy, but there's a little bit of creaminess here. But yeah, I like it. UJ will three-peat his national championship. Hey, that's a real possibility. That is a real possibility. I would not be surprised. Top 3 rose fragrances: Signature Rosé, Adonis Awakens, and because that's easy for those two. That's the top 2. Third, I would say, believe it or not, something like hell, I'm gonna have to say Lattafa Bade'e al Oud Sublime, but a close fourth, because I really love that fragrance. A close fourth would be Lyric Man from Amouage. That's a beautiful incense rose too, very fresh while still being smoky. I used to have a 10 ml. I've been meaning to get a bottle for years now. 3, you're looking forward to wearing this fall. That's a great question. I would say stuff along the lines of, like, I recently got Invictus Victory Elixir. I'm looking forward to wearing that. Boss Descent Magnetic. I'm looking forward to wearing that. These are all just way too heavy for right now. And in a few weeks, it'll get easier to wear them as the temperature drops slightly. I just need the temperature to drop 10 or 15 degrees and I'm good. You know? Those come to mind immediately. Signature Tobacco. That's when I'll start putting that in the rotation again. Adonis Awakens, like I was just talking about, I'll put that back in the rotation from Argos. Let's see, what else? Things like Afnan Rare Carbon, just kind of an interpretation on ombre leather, because it's a little much for the humidity. It'll be really good once it start to get slight autumn weather, stuff like that. One Dimensional 50 Russian yards. Yeah, they got to get the running game together. They had a few mistakes. They had 6 turnovers total. Like, it's not perfect. It's not perfect. That's what I'm saying. I don't expect them to go undefeated. I'm thinking 7 wins. That's the number that keeps popping in my head. 7 wins, which is a great turnaround. That's a great turnaround when they got nothing but doubters and naysayers. I haven't tried either. Josh, good to see you. Calvin Klein Escape. Okay. Colorado, great story, but no defense and lackluster run game. Will struggle in some games. I agree completely. That's why I'm saying 7 wins. 7-5. Because it's 12-game season. 7-5. That's what I'm saying. And they'll play in a bowl game. It just won't be a top-tier bowl game. And they'll probably win the bowl game. They'll probably win their bowl game. Alfetti Cedar. Okay. Eric's in the house. What's going on? Happy Labor Day to you as well. H24 Eau de Toilette. Excellent choice. Sir, you chose a great fragrance. That is also my scent of the day, and another gentleman that was in the chat earlier. I'm not sure if he's still here, but yeah, great minds think alike. That is my scent of the day as well. Scribe, just to get blocked. Many people are weird. It is what it is. Citizen Jack, absolute. You support Deion Sanders choking women? No, I don't. So I don't know if it's just you're a hater or you like to be a smartass or you're a matter of fact dick. I don't know. Like, what does this matter? I had some nice things to say about Deion and it bothered you. You can go fuck yourself and leave. I mean, there's no need for this. There's no need for this. This is a happy chat. I'm saying nice things about a man that clearly you do not like. Bye. You don't have to stay. Anyways, people, you don't have to say something if you don't like something. You could just go. Oh, this guy likes Deion. I'm out. Bye. I'm not gonna have to explain myself and my thoughts and feelings at every given moment on the internet. That shit gets old. Infini Rose, football and fall weather, killer duo. I agree. Send today, Hugo Man by Hugo Boss. I couldn't tell you the last time I wore that. I don't even have a bottle anymore. It's been years since I had it. I wonder what the current formulations smell like. I'd be curious to try. I need to get another bottle, even just a small bottle. Love a good cake smell on others from an actual cake. I am getting a decent dose of cinnamon now that it's drying down even more when she says it. Really like this scent. I was hesitant with turmeric note. However, once I wore it all day, made me enjoy every aspect of it. I got a 10 ml sample and we purchased in the full bottle. Same. I plan on getting a full bottle of this as well. Absolutely plan on getting a bottle. How's it going, Desire? I have not tried it. An amazing day. Ingenious Ginger, straight up. I've only heard great things about that. Only great things. Bullshit, bro. LSU just played FSU. Georgia playing UT Martin, UAB, and Ball State, plus no LSU and Bama for the West. Love do a Desire 1 and 2. What's Elixir smell like? So it's a very dry, woody spice with a little bit of a lavender feel to it. It's got a bright aromatic tone that's not soapy. Dries down into a creamy wood, but it's very, very spicy at the top and dry. Like it's a lot of nutmeg. Nutmeg makes for a dry, woody, spicy smell. That's what it's like. Sublime has less apple, in my opinion. It just has this fruitiness to it. It's just like that fruit punch smell that Dedrick talks about. It very much has a fruit punch smell. I agree. What, if any, is your favorite Versace? I find most of their fragrances are very heavy and too strong for my taste, especially in the hot Atlanta, Georgia weather. Really? Because I would say things like Dylan Blue and Versace Mano Fresh are probably my two favorites. And those are like built for the summer, especially Versace Mano Fresh. Having a great day. Reflection Man on this rainy day. You, sir, smell amazing. Mercedes-Benz EDT. Slept on. Very slept on fragrance. Ross, do you like Lamal Essence de Parfum? I do. I have a decant of it, of the newer formulation. Not the purple juice, that like grayish light blue juice. And it still smells really good. It still smells really, really good. It's in a box full of decants. I haven't sprayed it in a while, but there was a stretch when I put a nice little dent in that decant. It's a 10 ml decant. It's got like 7 ml left in it. I've procrastinated getting a bottle, but yeah, I do quite like it, actually. That's on the to buy list at some point. Expanding my fragrance collection and would love a recommendation for a good gourmand fragrance to start with. Well, I'm not the best guy to ask when it comes to gourmands because that's not really my thing. It's very situational and very rare that I reach for. I have gourmands. I just don't wear them that often. But the first one that always comes to mind here lately is Dolce Diablo from Narcotica. It's expensive, but it's chocolate, it's a lot of booze, cognac, apricot, 2 different types of apricot, honey. It's delicious. It's a delicious fragrance. Super high quality, crazy powerful. 2 sprays goes a long way with that fragrance. That's one I would suggest trying if you want to really get your nose on something premium. Nor the Fragrance World's new one that is supposed to be Ani this week. Very interested to try it. Tried Fakar. Yes, I have. At Nathan, Paragon Fragrances here on YouTube, at his house. It smells like a spicier Y EDP. It's a little bit spicier. And then I just recently did a review on Fakar Gold, which is 1 million Parfum. Which has better performance between Elysium, Trillium, or Imperium. No, you like Trillium more because of the performance? No. I never like a fragrance more because of its performance. It's all about smell with me. Trillium is super fresh. It's the freshest of them. It's fresher than Elysium. But of those three, Elysium's the best one. The original is way better than the clones. Yeah. In this instance, yeah, absolutely. The Elysium Parfum Cologne, I would absolutely want that over Trillium Imperium. But if I had to pick between Imperium and Trillium, Trillium gets the nod slightly. It does not perform as well as Imperium. It's the weakest of all three you listed, but it's also the freshest and the best smelling to me. Well, not the best smelling over Elysium, but between that and Imperium, it's the best smelling to me. Sold out everywhere. I'm looking for 2. Show some love and hit the like button. That's what I'm talking about. 152 in the chat currently. I appreciate you guys being here. Have you tried Chanel L'Homme Sport L'Homme Edition Blanche? I've tried one of them. I don't remember if it was the EDT or the EDP. It was at a duty free about 2 years ago. Was when I finally got around to smelling it, and I remember it having kind of this lemon cake feel to it. That's all I remember about it, though. But I don't know if it was the EDT or the EDP. Don't remember which version it was. Ancre Noir, the original. Fun fact: my least favorite of the 3. Actually, the Sport is my favorite. One after Tribeca and the white gold hints added, in my opinion. Dior Eau Sauvage Parfum 2017. Classic, elegant. Love this stuff. Elegant's a great word for that fragrance. That's a great word. Tell him, Ross. Yeah. So I'm pretty far behind. Come on, bro. That bro, you hater, get up out of here. Dion hate for no reason. Yeah, I have no tolerance. Look, when it comes to the hate stuff and being hateful or just being an ass and stuff, when it's a troll, a real profile, like I think that was, and I don't have time for it. Look, there's 8 billion people in the world, and I guarantee you 6 billion of them I could care less for, at minimum. Okay, not everybody's a winner in the world, and I don't mean winning in life. I just winning personality, and just great to be around and stuff. I don't. If there's not something positive of being around you or talking to you, I'm not here for it. I'm not interested. Life's too good to spend the precious time we have talking stupid shit with people. I'm not here for it. And some of you are going to get riled up by me saying that, and some of you will respect it. And I'm good either way. That's just how I feel. I'm not playing games with people. I'm not doing that stuff. I stand by the things I say. It's ridiculous. What scent would Dion be wearing? I don't know. That's a hard question. We might have to circle back. That's a tough one. Hope all is well. Did some grilling today. Scent of the day's Milestone. I saw a review compare Honor and Glory to Ani X, and I haven't tried Ani X. That is on the would love to try radar for me. So it's football season, and Sunday tickets now available with anybody with YouTube. Indeed. Can't we all just get along? Tell them, Rick. Tell them, Rick. Can we get a tour of the whole collection? So I'm going to be working on that video after my parents leave. They're coming from Thursday to Sunday. And then next week, that video is coming out. So I'm probably going to start filming it like Wednesday. I'm going to go through everything Wednesday before they get here. And I won't be able to edit till probably after they leave, because I'm not going to do any content while they're here. No live show. So we're streaming Monday, Tuesday, today, Tuesday, and Wednesday, by the way. No Thursday and Friday stream. And instead of skipping Wednesday like we normally do on the schedule, I'm going to stream Wednesday. So 3 days consistent, today, tomorrow, and Wednesday, and then no stream again till, Sunday, because they're leaving early Sunday, and I'll probably do that Fantasy Talk stream on the other channel. So that's going to be on the TLTG Vlogs channel. So anybody that's interested in taking part, you'll have to have been subscribed for 3 days to be active in the chat. So if you're interested in being a part of that stream and you're not subscribed to TLTG Vlogs, the link's pinned at the top of the chat. So you got several days till Sunday, basically. But yes, I'm definitely going to do the collection video. I promised I would. Yes, I agree. Josh. I nip it in the bud. Look, I get flack for being the way I am, but I don't give a shit. I'm me. I love me. I love me some me. Like T.O. said, I love me some me. If you don't love you, man, sorry for you. Happy Labor Day. Bentley for Men Azure. I wore that a couple nights ago. That was good stuff. I'm glad I could chime in on my day off. Happy to have you here, my man. Direct from Mozambique. Well, welcome, sir. Welcome. Ingenious Ginger is awesome. Replica at the Barber's. That's a great scent. That's my favorite barbershop fragrance. I don't know if I'll ever have one that I like more than that. Thanks for the recommendations. I'll get a sample of that. As a side note, Damien should have cashed in that money in the bank. Kind of anticlimactic ending to Payback. Yeah, Payback was it was okay. I did not get AEW's pay-per-view last night because it was kind of a protest. Like, I just bought your pay-per-view last weekend. I shouldn't have to buy another pay-per-view this weekend. And I heard the matches were phenomenal. I saw highlights and stuff, obviously, and I know all the results and everything, but it's like, man, I didn't want to do 2 pay-per-views 2 weekends in a row. Like, I shouldn't have to do more than one a month. I pay for Peacock so I can watch my WWE stuff, and then AEW. That's the only time I have not bought an AEW pay-per-view. In the 4 years they've existed, I've bought every pay-per-view. I took a stance like, nope, don't do pay-per-views back-to-back weeks like that. That's bullshit. I think so. It depends on your climate. If it's typically pretty hot where you're at, it might not be the best suited fragrance, but because it's very warm and spicy, but it performs really well and it's very affordable. I do have a good bit of niche, indeed. I have more designer, but I have hundreds of niche fragrances for sure. Josh, good to see you. Wearing I'm off El Cilio. Big fan of yours. Keep up the good work, Sal. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Everyone saying Atlas was the best cologne. When it just dropped randomly, is it that good? It's solid. I wore it a couple of days ago. It gets unfairly crapped on. The company's been around. They make men's products. They just happen to drop their fragrance. It's because they were sending free bottles out to people that it just turns into a hate thing, that nobody can be telling the truth because they got it for free or they got paid, and it's just not true. That's just not true. I can't speak for everyone. I can speak for myself. And yeah, they sent it to me. I like the fragrance. My wife likes the fragrance. I don't wear it all the time. I wore it for the first time in months, 2 or 3 days ago. Yeah, it was last week's rotation. A couple days ago. It's nice. It's an everyday fragrance. You can sample it by going to Etsy. Go to Etsy.com and just type in the name of fragrance. There's a bunch of people selling different size decants because Blue Atlas doesn't sell samples, which is a mistake, I think, considering the flack, because it's $100 blind buy. I think they could solve their issue with selling samples for a couple of bucks, but there's ways to sample it first. And look, you may not like it. Then again, you might. The apricot peach citrus combo is actually quite nice and a little different, a little on the unique side. Soapy florals, clean musk. It's that simple. Decent performer, nothing special, but average performance. It's a solid fragrance. Ooh, Blue Notes. Excellent choice. My scent for the past 3 days. Hell yeah. Try Gucci Envy. I have not. Your thoughts on Ambassador and its Intense version? So I have Ambassador coming in. I just bought that and the Intense from Fragrance Buy. I have a sample I've been spraying of the Intense, and it falls in between Assad and Sauvage Elixir. It's going to remind you of Sauvage Elixir. It's just not the same fragrance. It's got more licorice and amber. Like, it's got a bunch of different nuances. It doesn't smell, the quality is not as good as Sauvage Elixir, but it's better than Assad. So we'll be talking about it in a couple of days. Package comes in tomorrow, actually. And I'm probably going to shoot that video right away. And the next day or two, maybe 3 days at the most, that video will come out, and we'll go through both, actually. It's funny that you ask. Atlas Atlantis is what I'm talking about. And that, I know. Which I know you heard my explanation. Sweetie Oud, Angel Share, Ferragamo Uomo, and Black Phantom are some really good gourmands. That's fair. Ferragamo Uomo definitely deserves the hype. Ross, you going to get the new Alexandria fragrance, Porum 2, inspired by Gucci Porum 2. I didn't have any plans to. I mean, if it's something you guys really want to see, enough people want to hear my opinion on it, I'll get it. When it comes to stuff that didn't initially excite me, if I get enough people saying, hey, yes, we want to know, I'll at least get a decant and try it out, and we'll talk about it. Doesn't wear cologne, he wears confidence. There you go. Which is the most prime time response ever. Yeah, it sure is. He's the GOAT. He could wear Stetson and still be the man. I agree with that. Completely. Any other content creators that you haven't done a vid or live with that you'd like to? None come to mind. I like to get to know people before I just do live streams with them, especially on my channel. I pretty much stream with who I want to for the most part. There's no like wish list of people to stream with. Always open to just about anything. I'll have a conversation with anybody. Even somebody that for, whatever reason didn't like me, but they've never talked to me before. Because that's a thing. That's a thing. That people just don't like me because they don't know why, but they come up with these ideas. I'm down to have a conversation with anyone. I'm easygoing, man. I'm much more easygoing than people may think. I also snap on a motherfucker over some bullshit too. So I'm that guy too. But for the most part, I'm easy, man. A conversation goes a long way with me. There's nobody in particular that is, like I said, is on the wish list. I've been on most of the channels that I could care to be on. And I've had many different guests over the, last year and a half or so that I've been streaming pretty consistently. I have Justin on the most, obviously, because Justin's my closest friend aside from George in this space. So naturally, that's who I do streams with the most. Yeah, nobody specific. Perfect answer. Just bought Abercrombie and Fitch away, and I got to say, for the price, it really is a nice blind buy. Wife really liked that one too. I was kind of surprised how much she liked it. I wore it a couple nights last week. I wore it 2 nights, 3 nights, at least 2 nights. I might have worn it 3. Uncommon sense in the house. Happy holidays. Glad you're settling in at the move. I am indeed. That's what I was saying. We're going to be doing that collection video here in just a few days. The room's pretty much, it's not going to be a room tour. It's just going to be the collection because there's still stuff I want to get for the room. The room's not completely set up yet. That's a work in progress, but eventually I'll do a room tour, and that'll probably be on the other channel because that's going to involve the electronics and the game systems and probably the hats and all that stuff too. Because shoes, it'll be everything, not just the fragrances. So the fragrance collection is going to get its own video, I've decided. Can't forget about Herod, Owajan. $100 going to watch your review. Nothing super special. They're good, not great. Alpha Charlie. Thanks for recommending some. I like the name, Alpha Charlie. Much respect here, Ross. So I appreciate that, Antonio. Thank you, my man. And common sense, I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Happy holidays to you as well. I do. I think it was the right move, especially once I heard he lunged at Tony. Come on, man. Like, look, I was all for the second chance after the fight with the Elite and everything, but it didn't get better with him. And I like CM Punk. He needed to go. It was the right move. When it happened, I was literally barking at my computer watching Wrestle Talk saying they need to fire his ass. It's time. This is the straw. Get rid of him. And they did. Ballsy move, too, right before the whole weekend of shows and pay-per-view was in Chicago. It needed to happen. I'm no, I'm not gonna put him in that water. Just say that I've made a joke with somebody about him showing up dressing next to him in the locker room soon. And he's like, well, you never know. You guys can read between the lines on that. Can't count out him going to WWE at some point. I've heard he wants to work the G1 in New Japan. I think that's an even bigger possibility that he works the G1 because they're not going to pass up the fanfare that would come with CM Punk to New Japan Pro Wrestling. So the Punk saga is not over. It just is in AEW. But I'm hoping this was because he's so talented. I'm hoping this is a wake-up call for how he conducts business a little bit. He can still operate the CM Punk character the way he wants, just be a little bit more mature and backstage, basically, is what it comes down to. Be able to turn the other cheek a little more and be a little bit more professional, because that's what it comes down to. That's what he's lacking. He's a brilliant mind for the business, and he's great in the ring, great on the mic. He's still great. I'm rooting for the comeback, because I don't think it's over, but the lesson needed to be learned. I'm for it. Spelled pay-per-view when I was a kid. Spencer's in the house. Listen the whole time at work. Rocking 1 million parfum. Excellent choice, Spencer. Just got in afternoon. Finally received Sphinx Elixir. Man, it's good and lasts long. I agree. It's still my favorite from the house. Love WWE. I used to watch all the time. Going on a company outing for some climbing, and the weather is going to be 82 degrees Fahrenheit. Chicago Shiaka Prada Amber Ooh, I would probably go with Prada Amber. Prada Amber Pour Homme would be really good in that situation, I think. Versace Mano, fresh from common sense. Listen, I think it's tougher to make a bad smelling fragrance. I'm sure Blue Atlas is just fine. Yeah, it is. And look, so me and Josh kind of talked about it a little bit. Me and Unaverage Joe talked about it a little because Josh and Joe are both big CM Punk fans. Speaking of, it's funny that I just finished talking about Punk, and here's one of the two biggest CM Punk fans I know. Him and Unaverage Joe are the two biggest CM Punk fans that I know. So I know they're not happy with this situation, but I hope they can understand where I'm coming from. But I just think it was a good lesson. Like Joe said, all parties involved, it was handled poorly, and I agree with that. I agree completely with Joe's take on it. This was a private conversation, obviously, but something had to give, and I think this was just the best course of action in the moment, you know. Camaro Homme Intense, man, that's such a good fragrance. It really is. Wanted to let you know I've been watching your channel since 2020. You've been an important part of my sobriety. Thank you, Ross. Well, Mark, that's pretty heavy. That's pretty heavy, man. Congratulations on your sobriety. I'm honored, first and foremost. Thank you. Thank you very much for letting me know that. I'm glad my content can provide some form of entertainment for you. But keep it going, man. Sobriety is important. Stay sharp. Stay sharp, man. Stay sharp, stay focused. And I appreciate you. I'm glad you're here. Coach Green or Open Road? Ooh, I would go Open Road, personally. Coach Green's solid, but Coach Open Road's better. It's a nice aromatic, peppery fragrance. Very aromatic, very peppery. Love that about it. Is there a clone or elixir just as strong? That's just as strong. That would be Alexandria's version called Et Sauvage Elixir, ETE Sauvage Elixir. 100 ml is $100, 60 ml is $60, but you can always catch discount codes, 15, 20, 25%, different times of the week. I would suggest going to Alexandria's Facebook group. That's going to be your best bet to find discount codes, and get a 60 ml. That's all you need, because it's like a 2 or 3 spray fragrance. It's pretty much just as strong as Sauvage Elixir. 3 of the best quality cheapies. It's a tough question. I would say Rochas L'Homme will surprise you for $30. Rochas L'Homme is one. I haven't worn that in a while. It's tough. It's tough without all the fragrances right in front of me. What else? Molinard Lavande. Beautiful, creamy, spiced lavender. Very bright lavender. Get around $45 for 75 ml. Niche. I think I have to go with Clean Musk from Authenticity Perfumes. It's probably the name couldn't be better. It's one of the best clean musk fragrances from a quality standpoint, from a performance standpoint, and from a versatility standpoint. That would be the 3 I would say. Long live Phil Brooks. See, there you go. Kate Alfreson is hands down my favorite from Lattafa. Pineapple Bomb with saffron kick. Love it. It's a phenomenal fragrance, especially for $15. Yeah, mine's coming tomorrow too. I'm ready for it. Aloha to you as well, Sean. Good to see you. My site is Watermelon Shine, and I'm scent of the day, I think he meant. I'm loving this one. Thank you for your live review. So it's awesome. I wore it about 2 weeks ago. That is an awesome fragrance. Awesome fragrance. Just picked up a way good scent, but hates my skin. So disappointing. I mean, it didn't perform that well for me. It's like 3 hours. But I mean, it was $18, you know, I'm not mad at it. Dude's a cancer. A lot of people throw that around when they're talking about CM Punk. CM Punk was my favorite when he was in WWE. That's when a lot of people fell in love with CM Punk. But there's fans of his from Ring of Honor, all the way back from the Ring of Honor days too. Broker Theorem Project. I purchased Tarathi in your recommendation. Love the smell. Now interested in Theorem. So Theorem is it going to be very redundant to Tarathi Blue? It is much more watery and fresh. It's going to project more at first, but I feel like Tarathi Blue lasts longer. So keep that in mind. That could just be on my skin. Maybe your experience will be different. is Kisa by Fragrance World. So Kisa, the only Kisa I know of is Paris Corner. The blue bottle with the gold plate, that's a Paris Corner fragrance. And it's very nice. I actually did a full review on it. It's a beautiful, juicy, floral citrus fragrance. Very watery. That would be kind of funny, actually. I don't think Punk would take that match. It's not big enough for him. New Jack. So may God rest New Jack's soul. New Jack's passed away last year. Who cares if they get in the ring or not? CM Punk did great. Mayans MC. I didn't know he was in that. Well, if you were his biggest fan, you'd know what happened. So you're not his biggest fan. Yeah. If CM Punk was wrestling during the Attitude Era, do you think he'd be more than just a generic mid-carder? Back then, I don't know. He has a lot of attitude, I have to say. Man can dream, can he? Yeah, for sure. Hope all's good. I'm super late. Was making sushi. I'll catch the replay, though. Wearing a sod. No worries. We're about to shut it down here in a second anyways. There's Kenzo fragrances are really different. And the note not listed, but as strongest to my nose is clove oil. Been enjoying them, taking some time to get used to the clove aquatic leather vibe. It's amazing, though. Om 2022 is phenomenal. Yeah, I can't wait to see what they're going to do with their 5th release because they've all been so good. Essential I'm going to be wearing once the fall rolls around. It just screams fall daytime to me and spring. This is all about summer, though. It's so fresh. That's why I'm getting some more. I mean, it'll be fine in the fall, too, but kind of gearing towards it. Best 2023 release. That's great for fall. $200 max. I'm probably going to have to go with Boston Scent Magnetic, man. That's one of my top releases of the year, as well as, like, really my top 3 designer releases of the year are good for that. Spice Bomb, Infrared Eau de Parfum, Le Male Elixir, and Boston Scent Magnetic. That is my personal top 3 designer releases of this year. All 3 of them are well under the price bracket and great for fall and winter. That's my 3. Until further notice, I'm not saying something else can't come out to top it, but as far as designers, that's my 3. Ferragamo leather fragrances would definitely get some fall. Yeah, bright leather especially. I still want to get spicy leather, but bright leather is great 3 seasons, spring, summer, fall. I did. All you have to do is scroll back. Scroll back. It's quite nice. And actually, we didn't give it a rating yet. I would say it's every bit of a 7.5 out of 10. It's got to grow on me. It's very good. It didn't take my breath away the way that Sublime did. It's very woodsy at this point. I quite like it. It's a woody, spicy dry down. Not as vanilla heavy as you might assume, or like I assumed. There's definitely some vanilla here, but it's not dominant. I get woods and spice more than I get creamy vanilla. It's very good. It's not great. It's not outstanding. There's room for growth with that rating because I gotta do full wearings and spend time with it to do a full review. But yeah, I'm digging it. 7.5 out of 10. I don't know. I've never tried it. Never tried it. According to EQ, it's his favorite from them. It said sissy spray of elixir. And I sprayed it 15 times and no one said anything when I walked by them. I said, yeah, because they're all dead. Good to see you. Congrats on your sobriety. Mark, what fragrances marketed towards women do you enjoy wearing yourself? Quite a bit, actually. That would be fragrances like both Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue and Light Blue Eau Intense, the women's versions. In many ways, they're better than the men's. Kajal Eau de Parfum, the purple juice. That is a straight-up women's fragrance. It's a citrus floral. It's amazing. It's rose, Turkish rose and iris. It's amazing. Lipstick Fever from Juliet Has a Gun. I love that fragrance. My God, is that amazing. Raspberry, iris, and violet. So good. So good. Do yourself a favor if you like iris and try Lipstick Fever. It's phenomenal. There's a few. I got quite a few women's fragrances that I enjoy. Because fragrances don't actually have a gender. They lean masculine, they lean feminine, but I mean, they're not people. It's oils, you know? Trying to think what else. That's the ones that come to mind. Masoni Wave is arguably the best cheapie in existence. I'm not going to argue that because I'm a big fan of that one too. Tonka Cola is extremely good. Did a full review on that one in the winter, late winter, so beginning of this year. It is the fizziness is kind of the spice trade out for the carbonation. It's sweet, it's spicy, it's a little smoky. Obviously, it has this cherry cola feel to it. I absolutely love it. I'm a huge fan. It's top 5 Mancera for me. Huge fan. Performance is phenomenal too. I love it. And I do get plenty of the cherry. And just caught a glimpse to see Randy's in here. Randy doesn't get much of the cherry. I remember him distinctively telling me that because he tried it before I did last year. But thank you so much for the $2 super chat. I appreciate that. Well, okay, scrolling down. So we're about to shut it down, guys. Let me get caught up real quick. Oh, my fragrance world seems like a love by everyone. I haven't tried it yet. Happy Labor Day. Wearing vintage green. Good to see you, Randy. Good to see you. CM Punk. Change the name is his and finisher because nobody puts me to sleep more than LA Knight. Look, unpopular opinion. He can't get through a promo without screwing up, and his work in the ring's not all that great. I get it. The fans are into him. I like him too, but he is not. He's not hold the world title material. I'm sorry, he's not. Unpopular opinion here. Yeah, look, I love the catchphrases and everything too. He fumbles a word in every promo he gets caught. And Miz has been phenomenal in this rivalry. Miz has shown how much of a pro he is. That's what this feud has done, has showed everybody how underrated the Miz is. I'm sorry, unpopular opinion here. Because look, I'm with the fans. I like the change up that the fans are getting behind somebody and forcing WWE to give him chances. I'm with it because most of his promos are very good, but he always has that fumble at some point in the promo. It's been like the last 6 or 7 promos. He has that fumble. It's every time he gets face to face with Miz, he has that fumble. This time he was trying to say payday loan place, and he went check place, talking about check, cash and checks. It was bad. It was bad. I was, oh God, that was the worst one so far. So his work in the ring, I mean, it's a ripoff of the People's Elbow. It's a ripoff of the Stunner. Like all the stuff people are saying about him being basically an homage to Stone Cold and The Rock. If you watch his matches and listen to his promos, how do you argue against it? I mean, it's true. Again, I like him. Don't love him because the work in the ring is not good enough to me to be world champion material, to put the strap on him and say he's the face of the company. Maybe for a transitional title, like he has it for a month kind of thing, transitional champion, sure. Yeah, sure. Make the fans happy, and he's good to always have in the hunt. He'd be that guy to have in the hunt. But as far as just straight up the world champ, I don't see it. I don't see it. I've been paying very close attention. I just don't see it. I wouldn't spend that on it. That's too much, I think. You smell awesome. Yeah. Burlington, you can get easily for $20. Randy, there you go. Have you overstayed EDP intense? Oversprayed, I think he meant. Brianna, yet you go crazy when it gets kind of better after the first 2 minutes. Yeah, 20 sprays. Jesus Christ, that's a lot. But yeah, the opening was like kind of a letdown. Like that, for those of you that saw the video, I was kind of let down in the opening. And then as it dried, it just got better and better. And it was like, okay, never mind. I just needed to be patient because literally it just takes a minute or two and it starts to get really good, really fast. It's the one that needs to develop of the 4. It's not great on first spray. The other 3 are great from the open and spray. So we're about to shut it down. Let me scroll to the bottom. Oh, sweet cherry cola, Bigelow Barber elixir, body spray, or perfume. Okay. On that note, we're going to go ahead and shut it down. I appreciate you guys being here. I wish Lydia would have been able to make it, but I understand life happens. But thank you, Lydia, for sending this my way. I'm going to continue to spend time with this decant. I'm definitely going to get a bottle. It's a 7.5 out of 10 fragrance in my first impressions, which is a very good score in my rating scale. It literally means very good. So I'll spend more time with it as bottles become more readily available. I've seen it for $70 from Intensude. I don't want to pay that. I want to pay more in the $40 range. And I know if I'm just patient for like a month, I'll be able to do that. I would advise you to do the same. Be a little patient, and you'll be able to get it in the $30 to $50 range, and I'll probably more like $30 to $40 range. I think that's going to be the sweet spot. It's a Lattafa fragrance. Just be a little patient. Thank you to everybody for the super chats. Anybody that was offended by anything I had to say to the trolls, I'm sorry you feel that way. Any of the trolls that are still watching, grow up. Yeah, who dat? Aside from that, everybody have a great rest of your day. I will see you tomorrow on the stream for the Paris Corner fragrances, the Opulentia fragrances, the Creed Viking and Creed Millesime Imperial clones. I'm very curious to see how those smell. I have not sprayed them, so we're going to check them out together. Make sure to check out today's reviews. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Y'all have a good one.